This is the back and forth. I had a really great childhood. There's so much shaming that went on, and you have these core beliefs about how you don't measure up, or there's something wrong with you, whatever it is that you, whatever that piece is for you. Um, so I'm not saying it's bad. There's issues. And then when we do that, when we say, oh, but I had a good childhood. Okay. Then what about the shaming parts? Are those good? And when the answer is no, when the answer is, well, no, it's because good is relative, great is relative. What does good childhood mean? So when someone says that to me, oh, but no, I had a good childhood, but they come to me with like literally a worthiness issue, which I'm going to explain something to you in a second that might be really helpful, is because we're trying to justify and protect people that raised us, or parents or guardians, or how we grew up or whatever. We're trying to protect some person or way of being or culture that, well, no, they're not bad. They're not bad. She just didn't like how tall I was. Okay, I'm not saying it's bad, but shaming someone about how tall they are isn't nurturing. It's shaming. And so out of the protection of my own image, I need to make you be somebody that I think is appropriate. And when you're not, I'm embarrassed. That's not your shit 100% of the time. And so then you've made it yours. And part of the reason it doesn't get to be healed and expressed is when we make excuses for it. I'm not saying your mom's a bad mom. All mothers do things to unknowingly shame their kids because we're human. We shame ourselves too, consciously and unconsciously. So I'm not saying I'm not saying anyone's mother is bad, but doing that just fine. But I had a good childhood. Okay, I'm not arguing that, but we're dealing with the shame part of your childhood. You see what I mean? So when it comes to the worthiness piece, because what shame does is it sets up the belief that, well, that something's wrong with you, obviously, at some level. That might not be the thought, but there's a belief that you're just not right, whatever that is. So for you, being tall is worthiness is not anything that anyone has to earn. And there's no mantra or affirmations like, I'm worthy. It's like, how tall are you? So 6 foot tall, is that a fact that you're 6 foot tall? Okay. 6 foot tall. So you're not arguing that fact. You don't need to say an affirmation about it, right? I'm 6 feet tall today. Good for me. I'm so 6 feet tall. No, because that's silly. It's understood that's your height. Well, that's how worthiness is. It's just, that's who you are. You know, I am so worthy today. I am worthy of everything. I deserve everything that I desire. Yeah, that's true. It's like your height. It's nothing, you can't get away from it. All this other stuff is us putting a lot of, I almost feel like it's like a big bunch of wires that you can't get untangled, like iPhone headphones. And then there's like a whole pile of them with like maybe LAN cables and some other annoying extension cords, and they're all like jumbled up. That's us covering up who we innately are, which is worthy, deserving, unconditional loving. So there's nothing we need to do to be worthy for anything that we want or who we are. It's already who we are. It's kind of just a great untangling of all these misidentifications, judgments, and misunderstandings that we've adopted as us, rather than just being with who we are. Because you can't change your height, and you can't change that you're worthy. That's impossible. I mean, it's so fucking simple. People miss it. And then what happens is we go back and we're like, yeah, but you don't understand. I talk too much. See what I mean? We like our stories. It's comfy. It's like a pillow that we carry around. So how to how do I say it? How do we stop believing our own stories? How do we stop doing that? What would you say if I said, your narrative of yourself is inaccurate? What would you say? The narrative that you describe yourself as is inaccurate. What would you say? You want to argue, you're like, oh, no, you don't understand. No, Rita, oh, girl, you do not get it. I talk a lot and I'm not sure of myself a lot. And when I go do deals, I'm always questioning myself. So now me being that part is me arguing. That's the mind, my mind, not my brain, my mind arguing for its own limitations. It's a story. And so I can keep running that down that road and just keep arguing all I want. And then great, live down that road of limitation and lack and upset and frustration and drama and chaos and all the things. And no one loves me and everything's hard. It's just me. You don't get it. It's me. I'm this way. I'm too tall. And then that's your life. And if that's what you want, cool. No judgment. I don't think that's what you want. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to me. So it's a choice. And I'm not saying that you just snap your fingers and the stories go away. But what I am saying is that the stories don't hold merit unless you give it to them. So it's a conscious choice because now you know. So you can't unknow what you know. You can pretend not to know, but you can't unknow. You can forget sometimes, but you can't unknow something. You just got to pretend. Oh, I forgot. Nah, actually, I don't want to know that anymore. I'm just going to pretend like I don't know. And so then I can stay in my story. I'm sticking to it. So what is it? Which one, which wolf are you going to feed? The limitation, lack and upset, drama and chaos, or the one that has a different road that you haven't seen yet with all the possibilities lined up in front of you and you don't know what they look like. It's uncertain because the other road's familiar, right? Because this is universal consciousness. Familiarity doesn't equal safety, but we want to go down the road of familiarity because it's comfy. Feels good. Oh, you don't get it though, Rita. I really, when I come in a room, people, they give side eye. You don't know. You're you. You're not me. Right. So then as long as I stick to that, then that's where I stay because it feels familiar. And I know how to quote unquote protect myself against people giving me side eye. It's all bullshit. It's made up. Who gives a fuck if someone gives you side eye? Yeah. And they're probably saying like, damn, love her dress. Damn, I want those shoes. But we make up that they're saying something bad about us. So it's a choice, always a choice. So I'm asking you right now, which road are you choosing? And the truth is we go in and out, right? The truth is we go in and out. Sometimes I choose the higher consciousness and sometimes I forget and I go unconscious because you're human. It's not that you're not doing it right. You're human. And it does take work and it does take practice. It's easy to be fucking unconscious. It's easy to walk around blaming, complaining, whining. Everything's happening to me. You don't understand those people, the politics, money, shopping, jobs, you name it. You could just fill in the blank. I'm fat, all the stuff. I'm the victim of a bad gene pool, bad family. The list goes on and on. That's just miserable to just constantly be complaining, even if it's just inside. And when it's just inside of ourselves, well, it's not just inside of ourselves because when whatever we're doing internally shows up externally, it's just exponential. Now we're doing it on internal and external, so we can't get out of it. That's the big, messy, tangly wires. And then we don't know how to untangle them all. And it seems like a lot of work. We're just like, oh, fuck, this sucks, right? And that's just slowing way down. Like, how did I get into this mess in my thoughts? You're just in your head. You haven't even done anything yet. And then just sit and just like, wow, let me just take a moment to just be kind to myself for 5 minutes. Right when you do that, take some deep breaths, breathe to a song. Like I have that quiz up, that intuitive superpower quiz. When people go on to take it, when you guys go on to take it, what happens is it gives you your answer, but it also gives you 3 skills and techniques to deepen in your superpower intuitively, and to how to support yourself throughout the day, because each person is very unique. And one of them is breathing. It's the simplest, it's free. It's the most effective thing that you can do to support yourself and get you out of that just chatter mind that's limiting. And then re-engage your focus to something positive. Are you willing to do that?